Welcome to your new favourite Call of Duty playlist, War. Brought to you by Call of Duty World War II. War is an all-new multiplayer game mode where players must work as a team to defeat the enemy. It's an immersive, narrative-driven experience that pits Allied and Axis forces against each other in team-driven assault and defend missions set within iconic World War II locations. Each match is divided into 2 rounds, with you alternating roles between the Allies and Axis. Your mission changes depending on which side you find yourself on, typically with one side acting as the aggressor and the other side running defense. As the attackers, you'll need to complete a string of objectives against the clock, each requiring close cooperation and adaptive tactics. Naturally, it's the defender's job to do everything in their power to keep those objectives unfulfilled and the clock ticking all the way down to 0. War absorbs elements from a variety of popular modes and amalgamates them into something that feels completely new. Within just one game, you'll capture and hold zones in similar fashion to Domination and Hardpoint, construct zombie-style defensive walls and gun nests, indulge in some search and destroy-esque bomb defusal, and even escort a payload in scenes reminiscent of Safeguard. There are also elements completely unique to War, including some seriously hazardous bridge building. Now let's get one thing out of the way. Regardless of your skill level, you will die, and there's every chance that you'll die a lot. This is a mode that forces you to move beyond KD ratios and score streaks because there's far more important things at stake. So leave your lone wolf instincts at the door and prepare to make some heroic sacrifices for the good of the squad. Which brings us to our first tip for success: communication. Obviously, this is a mode best suited for party play, and the ability to react and respond to enemy tactics as a unit rests on your ability to coordinate with the rest of your team. As each objective is focused on a small chunk of a large map, calling out enemy positions and objective locations in the heat of combat is much more easily done than other modes. If chat isn't possible, pay close attention to the in-game dialogue, which reacts intelligently to situations and observes the roles that your teammates are playing so that you can provide useful support. If somebody's taking the risk to perform some construction, be the one to lay down covering fire so their efforts aren't in vain, or if a zone is being captured, aim to defend any potential flanking positions. War is also a great reason to have a loadout slot dedicated to each division. A shotgun or SMG might be perfectly suited for close quarters engagements when capturing a building, but are near useless when you're separated by a trench. As with all other modes, matching the weapon to your choice of division means your gun will receive a vital additional perk, which can make all the difference. The same thinking applies to your grenades. Never before has a smoke grenade been such an essential part of your loadout, as it's the perfect means of obfuscating an objective and making it that much harder for the opposition to get their sights trained on you. As you become better acquainted with the various maps, you can start to have a loadout suited to each objective and switch between them when the occasion calls for it, although you will have to suffer a noble death for the change to take effect. Although you won't be earning any score streaks, you will receive additional aid from airdrops. These act just like care packages in normal multiplayer modes, but the reward is fixed and tailored to the map. The major difference here is that the perk remains in your armory until the gas or ammo runs out, so if you're quick enough to nab that flamethrower, you'll keep it after you respawn. Just don't fool yourself into thinking that they'll make you unstoppable. Finally, if you ever find yourself escorting a tank, that armoured payload isn't just for show. While the tank movement is automated, the gun turret is up for grabs and grants you awesome firepower for as long as you can avoid being shot. The obvious trade-off is that you're completely out in the open, and a good 6 feet higher than usual, so your enemies will see you coming a mile off. Watch your head. War is a mode that rewards players and teams who work smart, think on their boots, and exploit the environment to their advantage. Most importantly though, it's fresh, frantic, and fun, and will force even the most battle-hardened Call of Duty veteran to completely rethink the way they play.